it's Dan Parsons with the Go Fact Yourself Fact of the Week. Well, as the Nebraska legislature limps to the finish line, a theme has emerged. The Republican-led body continues to deny the will of the people as expressed in 3 different ballot issues last year: minimum wage, paid sick leave, and of course, medical marijuana. People are pissed, including the editorial board of our hometown Lincoln Journal-Star. Here's what they wrote in this past Sunday's edition. The headline, Legislature Shows Hubris in Rejecting Medical Marijuana Bill. Last Tuesday, 22 Republican senators voted against ending debate on a bill that would have directed the Nebraska Cannabis Commission to write rules and regulations for medical reasons, effectively killing the measure. The hubris of the so-called conservative legislators' refusal to implement the will of the overwhelming majority of voters across the state is staggering. For both the senators' failure to do their jobs, to represent and reflect the views of their constituents, and in the arguments against and efforts to make obtaining medical marijuana as difficult as possible. They go on to write, the refusal to implement medical marijuana goes hand in glove with efforts by Governor Jim Pillen and Attorney General Mike Hilgers to scuttle the initiatives. Pillen has appointed 2 members of the Cannabis Commission that Senator Ben Hansen of Blair calls anti-marijuana, ensuring that any procedure approved by a future legislature would be implemented at its most restrictive level. And Hilgers continues to fight the initiatives on the legal front, urging the legislature not to pass LB 677 to allow challenges to work their way through the courts. The Journal-Star goes on to say, again, it's difficult to see how Hilgers' fight against the initiatives represents the views of the majority of Nebraskans. Indeed, it appears to be part of his personal anti-marijuana crusade. Last week's refusal to allow the implementation was a heartless, crushing blow to those who have worked for years to legalize medical marijuana that could be used in the treatment of their loved ones. But perhaps the only way for Nebraskans to see medical marijuana implemented will have to come at the ballot box next year, by voting out the senators who killed the bill and the officials who have worked against it, and electing those who will implement the will of the people. Wow. That's one of the more powerful Journal-Star editorials that I've read in a long time.